For years, there's been credible evidence that Ravi Zacharias was a fraud. But until recently, his organization had never admitted it, nor was the evidence given due attention. But as more and more comes to light, people that try to defend Ravi are increasingly being backed into a corner. So, how are Christians reacting to this news? As can be expected, the responses range from mind-numbingly stupid to admirable. And though I won't name any names or be able to cover every single topic in this video, I'm going to group some of these responses into types. First, the good. There have been some Christians that have taken the evidence against Ravi seriously from the very beginning, doing whatever they can to raise a red flag and to call for more transparency. To them we should be thankful, and those of us who aren't Christians should be especially careful not to speak of these scandals as if they implicate all Christians. There also seem to be those who weren't familiar with the evidence, and when it received more attention, were willing to raise concerns and voice criticism. Good on them. But within the group of those now denouncing Ravi, there are individuals who we know had access to solid evidence of misconduct long before any of this went viral, as it were. Why are they just now speaking out? Unfortunately, it's probably because it's nice and safe to do so, and doing something like that beforehand would have caused a stir. It's hard to look at what's happening now and not get swept up in the pragmatic expediency of it all, especially when there was enough to grab the pitchforks and demand answers from RZIM long before the first Christianity Today article was published on the issue. Beyond the high-profile reactions, there are also a lot of village Christians saying a lot of preposterous things, such as, "Only God can judge," and "He who is without sin should cast the first stone." As if their own holy book doesn't say things like, quote, "But now I am writing to you not to associate with anyone who bears the name of brother if he is guilty of sexual immorality or greed, or is an idolater, reviler, drunkard, or swindler, not even to eat with such a one. For what have I to do with judging outsiders? Is it not those inside the church whom you are to judge? God judges those outside. Purge the evil person from among you." But I digress. Anyway, it's blindingly apparent that a lot of apologists are going into hardcore damage control mode in reaction to this, trying to beat back the doubts that could have potentially been caused by Ravi's fall from grace in doubting Christians. We're all sinners. God uses sinful people. Not all Christians are true Christians. Blah, blah, blah. What some apologists are failing to realize, at least on my view, is that stuff like this doesn't normally cause people to doubt in isolation. Rather, people start with the plausible assumption that Christianity promises a uniquely transformative power that will be at work in the lives of true believers. And then they look out on their own lives, in the lives of their community, in the lives of religious leaders, and then they don't see anything that couldn't be explained naturalistically. Scandals like Ravi's, in conjunction with their other experiences, can function as a sort of tipping point that actually allows them to honestly ask themselves, what if there is no Holy Spirit? After all, I think Christians would be affirming to doubters from any other religion if they questioned for similar reasons. Imagine if a person from a different belief system came up to a Christian doubting the transformative power of their deeply held religious beliefs. You can bet that a lot of Christians would jump all over that. While I agree that such experiences don't prove that Christianity is false, nor can they prove that any other religion is false, I think they can be a clue that you might be on the wrong path. And why shouldn't they be?